Hi there, good evening and welcome to BYJU'S exam prep channel, which is completely thoroughly focused on ensuring your success in all the law entrance exams. And I am meeting you here on this channel for the first time. My name is Vikrant and I take care of all your concerns regarding English, पार्ट्स ऑफ रीजनिंग है ना, सारे वर्बल रीजनिंग भी देखते हैं हम साथ में, क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग और ये सब कुछ, एंड एडिशनली कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, और जहाँ जहाँ वो मेंटल एस्पेक्ट ऑफ प्रिपरेशन आते हैं, then those are also things that I go ahead and help you with. So if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and do press the bell icon so that you start getting the notifications for whenever we are around here. My name is Vikrant, I'm your personal coach, and if you have any questions throughout this session, please drop them in the chat down below and I would love to help you. तो भाई ये बताओ कैसा चल रहा है सब? हर्षवर्धन, आर्या, how are things? कोई स्पेसिफिक चीज़ है जिसमें आपको मेरी मदद की ज़रूरत है, जिसमें आपको लगता है कि मैं आपको कुछ चीज़ें बता सकता हूँ? Is there a specific area where you think I can be of help? If yes, just fire it in and I would love to pitch in straight away. तो बताइए किस चीज के बारे में बात की जाए? चलिए then, let us go ahead and start. It is all about vocabulary, but before I start with vocabulary, here is something that I want you to think over. So all that this means is remain optimistic, and in my life the way I interpret it is keep smiling no matter what. You're going through challenges, go through those challenges, but make sure that you keep smiling. So Arya says logical reasoning. Okay, logical reasoning mein kya? Anything specific there? Harshvardhan, facing problem in passages based on sociology. That's a little unusual. मतलब यार sociology में तो, I mean, these are kind of passages which are like reading a magazine, huh? So majority of the people won't have much struggle there, but I can give you this one recommendation, okay? So here is this one author, Alvin Toffler. Alvin Toffler devoted 25 years of his life writing a trilogy of books. 25 years spent to write 3 books. Come to think of that. And all the 3 books are like quite amazing. They're kind of on sociology. Additionally, if I give you a recommendation which borders फिलॉसफी एज वेल, या चलो रहने दो, आज के लिए रहने दो, एल्विन टॉफलर का कोई किताब पढ़ सकते हो. थर्ड वेव, पावर शिफ्ट, फ्यूचर शॉक. दीज आर द नेम्स ऑफ द 3 बुक्स इन दैट ट्रिलॉजी. सो मे बी यू कैन स्टार्ट विद वन ऑफ दोस. एंड आर्या कोई बात नहीं यार, देख, स्केर्ड सिंपली मीन्स हो नहीं रहा है ना, और हो नहीं रहा जस्ट मीन्स that we need to work harder on it. That's it. I can assure you that the things that are needed to excel at LR are already there. You just need to sharpen them. Okay. Harsh, that can be a different story altogether. Huh? Main idea identify नहीं हो रहा है, वो थोड़ा अलग challenge हो सकता है. So we'd go ahead and look at that as well. And do let me know, considering that this is my first session on this particular channel. Normally I take or conduct all my sessions exclusively in English, but on this channel, I don't know, I've just met you guys. Anybody here who does not understand Hindi? And are you thoroughly, completely comfortable with English? Just let me know these so that I can adjust things accordingly. और आर्या उसमें you're not alone, okay? When I say we just need to work hard, it has to be a deliberate practice. It has to be a structured, guided practice. आप मुझे बता दें कौन से एरियाज हैं जिनमें आपको परेशानी हो रही है, एंड आई विल गो अहेड एंड मेक अ प्लान फॉर यू ऑन दोज एरियाज. I'd love to help you out with those. And do let me know if you have problems with Hindi or English so that I can customize my delivery for you. Right? So let us start with vocabulary then. Now, when it comes to vocabulary, I believe vocab is a fairly lengthy area. Okay, Muntaha Rashid, fantastic. Shweta has a problem in CR. Okay, Shweta, we'll look at that too. Don't worry. All right, Harshvardhan. Considering that I teach so many of my sessions in English, if I have to use Hindi, I have to constantly remind myself of that. So I'll just see, I'll just try to sneak in Hindi when needed. All right. Sweta, aren't you working with me on critical reasoning in one of your batches? I think batch 3 or something. I've taken that over. So देखेंगे कहाँ से problem आ रही है. There are 2-3 different ways in which we can face problems in critical reasoning. We'll go ahead and fix it. But right now, let's focus on vocabulary. So vocabulary is a knowledge-based area, which means that it does not require brains. It does not require logic. It does not require ability to understand. You just need to know a word along with its meaning and just memorize it. Now the challenge of vocabulary is not that it is difficult. A word is basically just like a code. You need to know what that code stands for. You already have that ability. The problem or challenge in vocabulary comes through the vastness. It is a vast area. You don't have to memorize 50-60 chords or 50-60 words. You must go out and memorize 3,000-4,000 words. And the best way of doing that is the 5R approach that I generally prescribe. So here are those 5 R's of vocabulary. The first R is regularity. The second, so regularity, you need to take out some time every day and work. So how much time would we generally require? We would need around at least 15 minutes, at the max 30. I don't think you should normally be devoting more than this. And in these 15 to 30 minutes, you should sit down and learn some new words. Now you can learn those words with the help of roots, and we will talk about them shortly. So roots is something that you can look at. Then clusters, you can learn words in groups. So word clusters can help. So root words also help us create a cluster, but then it is not necessary for you to have a cluster or a group only with root words. You can pick up any theme and have a group around that. So clusters ho sakte hai. Then relations, or as we at times call it, associations. Keep linking every new word with something that is already there in your mind. Okay, Arya has a question. How does vocabulary help in CLAT? Bhai, would you want to answer? यार ये vocabulary मतलब कैसे? How will that help in CLAT? कैसे हेल्प होगी सच में? हाँ, क्लैट में इंग्लिश का सेक्शन है क्या? So we know there are 5 sections, right? So you have GK and current affairs, you have legal reasoning, you have logical reasoning, you have quantitative techniques, and you have English, right? अब अगर हम इंग्लिश की बात करें तो इंग्लिश में क्या क्या आएगा यार? कॉम्प्रिहेंशन आता है? So one of the reasons why we struggle with comprehension, one of the reasons why we fail to understand things is because we could not understand some of the words that were used by the author. Okay, so and in those and not only that, you also get vocabulary based questions in RC, and those vocabulary based questions in RC would very clearly require you to be good at vocabulary. Yeah. So regularity, roots, clusters, relations, and the fifth and the last R is revision. So if you can stick to these 5 things, chances are that you would actually become absolutely amazing at vocabulary. So regularity is going to be your key to success here. Muntaha, could I suggest any book for vocabulary? I can. In fact, I think Harshvardhan wrote a name, so you can start with Word Power Made Easy. By Norman Lewis. Oops, I ended up pressing some wrong button, I guess. Huh? So you can start with this. This book, if my memory serves me right, this book has 47 sessions. So aim at going through 1 to 2 sessions every day. Then apart from these 47 sessions, the book also happens to have a word list towards the end. So maybe you can read this word list for 5 minutes every day. And that should generally help. Okay. Acha, and then I stopped sooner, but then, you know, as a lawyer, you need to be making arguments. You'd have to talk to others. So making your communication superior, impressive, engaging, all those things require superior command over vocabulary. तो इसलिए काम कर लेना चाहिए यार. जिस प्रोफेशन को आप चूज करना चाह रहे हैं उसमें बहुत इंटेग्रल है, बहुत क्रिटिकल है. Okay, so चलिए, let us start with root words. So what exactly is a root word? So हुआ क्या कि there are some words from the past that were used to create new words in the present. So those words that were used to create new words for present, you know, they led to, and that single word eventually led to, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20 words in the present. So those words were called root words. So root because they gave birth to a lot of words that are around us. And when I say some, I am saying that, okay, there are around 300 odd root words here, right? So this book that I talked about on the previous slide, Word Power Made Easy, is a book that uses this particular technique, this particular approach. Okay, so for example, since it's my first session with you, let's start with something good, something nice. So the root word that I've brought for you today is bene or bon, which basically means good. So bene or bon essentially means good. So let us go ahead and have a look at some words which are built around this particular root, starting with something that is easy, benevolent. Now, do you know that vol means turn, bene means good. So etymologically, benevolent means of a good turn, where turn basically means nature. So somebody who is kind, somebody who is generous, somebody who is large-hearted is a person you would call benevolent. So that's benevolent for you. Then the next one is benefactor. Now you notice factory is something that produces things, manufactures things. So factor basically means to make or to produce. So benefactor is somebody who produces good things, who does good things for others. So let us say there is somebody who helped you. You needed notes and he gave you notes. You needed money and he gave you money. Let's say some individual chose to be generous and give you a scholarship to help you study further. Then you would say that that person is my benefactor. Somebody who has done a good deed for you is your benefactor. Here is the next one. Benediction. Now dict means to speak. So etymologically, benediction means to speak or say good things. Or in other words, benediction is a blessing. So if I look at you, if I meet you, I look at you and say, yeah, may you do amazingly well in these exams, and not only in these exams, but all the exams, all the challenges of your life. That's a benediction. Okay, then when it comes to benediction, we actually also happen to have a synonym for this, and that synonym is benison. That synonym is benison, where benison and benediction, both of them basically mean a blessing. And have you ever heard a lot of kings named Benedict? If you'd look at the history, you'd find a lot of kings that were named Benedict. And in fact, there is one Benedict that most of us nowadays do know. Remember Benedict Cumberbatch, Sherlock Holmes, Doctor Strange. And Benedict is somebody who is blessed. And then I don't know if you've studied chemistry, then you probably also know about Benedict's solution, but I'll not get into that. So 5 words: benevolent, benefactor, benediction, benison, and benedict. So I hope you remember their meanings. And with that, let me take you over to the next set of words. Here you go. Benign. Benign once again means kind. Or in some cases, benign can also mean harmless. For example, when we call a tumor benign, you know, a tumor can be normal or cancerous. So when it is normal, you call it benign. I mean, no tumor is completely harmless, but it is at least not cancerous. So when you say harmless, in this context, it would basically mean non-cancerous. So that's benign for you. Then the next one, benignant. Okay, so now that you know, take a guess. What should the meaning of benignant be? Take a guess, no? Give it a shot. Pleasant and kind. In fact, these 3 words that I've shared with you so far, so you have benign, you have benignant, and there was one on the last slide, remember? Benevolent. All the 3 are synonyms, and they happen to have more or less a similar meaning. And with that, let's go to the next one. Nota bene. Take a guess. What should this mean? So nota bene means to look at something well, to look at something thoroughly. So basically, if I look at it etymologically, I will say nota bene means take a good look. Okay, or I can say it means take careful notice. So in Hindi we at times say ना, if you give something to somebody and you want him to read it carefully, say यार इसे अच्छे से देख लेना, इसे अच्छे से देख लेना. So बहुत बार files में ना, the part that you want to be looked at carefully, आप उसके ऊपर लिख देते NB, nota bene. So this is a part that you want that person to go through or look at carefully. Here is the next one, omni-benevolence. So take a guess here, what is the meaning of omni? हाँ, yeah, in fact ये space extra डाल दिया मैंने इसमें. I'll just go ahead and delete it, we don't need it. हाँ, ये लो. और थोड़ा और आसान कर देते हैं, noun की जगह इसको adjective बना देते हैं. चलो, that should make your life a little easy. Okay, omni-benevolent. So omni-benevolent is somebody who possesses unlimited goodness or kindness. So this root omni basically unlimited goodness, and so unlimited here is basically in the sense of infinite. So omni means all. So omni-benevolent is somebody who has kindness and goodness for all, for everyone. So we so very often associate it with certain deities, certain gods. So we normally use a lot of omni words with gods. Okay, they are omniscient, they are omnipotent, they are omni-benevolent, those kind of things. And here is your 10th word, bonus. Should I even tell you what bonus is? Bonus तो अपने में से सबको पता है ना क्या होता है. So जल्दी से मुझे बताओ bonus क्या होता है. So bonus is extra amount of money that is given to you as a reward for your good work, if I were to describe it simply. So that's your bonus. So जितना पैसा मिलना था उससे ज़्यादा मिला क्योंकि काम अच्छा हुआ था. So that is bonus. It's a reward basically. So that's bonus. So once again, let's have a look at benign, benignant, nota bene, omni-benevolent and bonus. Here is the next one, bonfire. So how do you define bonfire? You remember एक वो word हम अक्सर use कर लेते हैं, campfire. So it's basically a large fire that we burn outside for pleasure. So remember when a group of friends get together in the mountains, then in the evenings there is this tradition where you just light some fire, sit around, sing some songs, have your snacks, and in general make merriment there. So that's bonfire. So etymologically, a good fire, so it in a way spreads that cheer. It burns away all the things that were unwanted and makes you forget your worries, your challenges for a brief while. Okay. काली फेस्टिवल्स में क्यों श्वेता, हर बार मैं जब भी पहाड़ों में जाता हूँ मैं तो ये करता हूँ हर बार. इनफैक्ट मुझे अभी भी पहाड़ों में जाने का मन हो रहा है. मुझे रिकमेंडेशन दे दो भाई कहाँ जाए, और अगर तुम्हें पता है कोई जगह जहाँ रह सकते हैं तो वो भी बता देना. जस्ट टेल मी good places to stay. It should be within around say 500-600 kilometers of Delhi. That's the only requirement. Okay, the next one, bon voyage. Bon voyage is a greeting or a wish through which we tell somebody to have a nice journey. So good voyage, voyage is journey. Similarly, you have bon vivant. Bon vivant is a person who lives a good life. Wow, जैसे Ori says, I live, so I'm a liver. So bon vivant is a good liver. Somebody who lives a good life, and a good life here basically means a life which is full of luxuries. Great clothes, अच्छा खाना, अच्छा पहनना, अच्छा पीना ऐसे. So that kinds. So that is bon vivant for you. Okay. Then here comes the next one, bon homie. Bon homie क्या होना चाहिए? So आपको पता है bon is good. Homie is that feeling among humans. So basically bon homie is a feeling of friendliness, good feelings among the various members of a group. So happy, good natured, friendliness. हम कभी कभी we use this other word called camaraderie for this as well. So if I say there is great bon homie in our group, then it means that in our group we all happen to have very friendly feelings. So bonhomie. So there was a lot of cheerful bonhomie among the people on the trip. So that is that. Muntaha Rashid, any more recommendations? Muntaha, specific places. यार पूरा state बता रहा है तो ऊपर से फिर लद्दाख भी उसी में आ जाता है. Okay, then you have this word called debonair. So debonair is a word that we normally use for a man. So if you want to say that a man is attractive, looks confident, and is dressed well, sharply dressed, then you can call that man debonair. Okay, so debonair. My God, मेरे एक तो ना ये आजकल की स्मार्ट टेक्नोलॉजी पंगा डालने लग जाती है, कुछ भी करो. अपने आप ट्रिगर हो रही है चीजें. So anyway, so debonair. All right, so here is bonfire, bon voyage, bon vivant, bon homie, debonair, and here is the next one. Word number 16, bonafide. So fide means trust, bona means good. So bonafide means something which is real or genuine and not fake, right? So when we purchase things online, you always need to ensure that you buy things from bona fide companies, bona fide persons, right? So that's bona fide for you. So etymologically you can call it in good faith. Yes. Then you have this other foreign expression called bon appetit. As you know, appetit has to do with eating food, right? So there was a time when bon appetit essentially meant that, have a nice meal. Or I hope you enjoy your food. But nowadays we live in a world where meal is plentiful, so it can also be used to mean have a great time. I think I forgot to add a P here. There's supposed to be a double P. So enjoy your meal or have a great time. Okay, let me just fix the spelling alongside. Okay, then you have bon mot. So bon mot is a witty saying. So when you say something which is very witty, which is very sharp, a good quote, then you call it bon mot. So for example, somebody asked Mahatma Gandhi about, what do you think of Western civilization? And he replied, well, I think that would be a good idea. So that is a very witty answer. So you can call, so a short, pithy, good, witty saying, we call that bon mot. And then there is this next word, bonny. It is an adjective. We use this for children. So if you call somebody a bonny child, then in Hindi we at times say, no, bada golu molu bachcha hai na, gol matol sa pyara sa bachcha hai. So a bonny child is a very sweet and attractive child. So we normally use it for children. And I haven't typed the 20th and the last word based on this root, but here it is. And that's because it is very easy. You probably already know this, but let me add it nonetheless. It will help you remember this root because it has the same root word. Remember, benefit, something good that happens to you. So that's basically it. So that's the huge advantage of learning words through root words. You learn one root, and that leads to, that makes it easy for us to remember or recall so many more of these words. So how many of these words do you recall now? And is there a word that you do want to talk to me about? Any word that you are unsure about and you want to talk? Want to talk about basically? हाँ, कोई वर्ड जिसमें होता है ना, कई बार यार वो श्योर नहीं होते हम कि यही है क्या, क्या है क्या नहीं है. Nothing at the moment. ओके, तो अगर अभी और कुछ नहीं है तो फिर हम यहीं रुक सकते हैं. In that case, we can stop here today. But before we stop, अरे क्या हो गया बाबा? Why is my screen sort of frozen? एक मिनट दो यार मुझे. Things are stuck at my end. Okay, हाँ थोड़ा यार, I think things are stuck at my end. I'm not able to. क्या ही हो गया भाई? Why is it stuck? It's really a little funny कि कुछ हो क्यों नहीं पा रहा है. पर चलो, that's all right. It is what it is. So सारे words आ गए आपको? Fantastic. तो भाई, then let's stop here today. You know how to reach out to us. We are available at all of these places. And before I sign out, I wanted to share with you a special session, a workshop that will be taken on the 10th of the March. Will be taken by Nivedita ma'am, where she'd go ahead and talk about how to prepare in the remaining 9 months of your CLAT exam. Okay, so make sure that you do tune in for that as well. And that's it from me today. I look forward to meeting you in the next one. Do let me know if there are some particular areas that trouble you more so that we can bring in more sessions from those areas. All right, so take care. Have a great day ahead and I'll see you soon. Have fun.